Hi, I'm anneurismz. Today I'm running a few different categories from the game MINDWAVE. It is a kind of grungy, dystopian, cyberpunky take on WarioWare. The music's very the music's very cool, the art's very cool, the game is really fun. This is just a demo. Game notes came out to 2028, and today I'm joined by my lovely friend, if they'd like to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Lucifer9783. I don't speedrun the MindWave demo, but I have played the ever-loving heck out of it. It's so fun, and it's free on Steam right now. You can download it now and play it.
You could download it for free, and it's super replayable, and you could go run it just like me, because I'm about to show you how it's done. But I'm going to explain what the three different runs I'm doing right now are. So I'm starting off with any % New Game Plus, which is just the story without the tutorial. And then we're going to click this Mind Select button, and we're going to come down here to Shuffle. And Shuffle is basically all the different micro games. We'll talk about that later. And we're going to do that on standard, meaning we're going to have this toggled off. In this game, there's like fake ads that'll pop up. You have to manually close. Around 70 games, you'll get this thing called combo time, where it's like 3 games one after another really fast. The screen might flip upside down towards the end of Shuffle 50. We go up to 50 in that, sorry. And then we do Starlight Simple 100, which is we click this, and this does a few things. You might think that simple means easier. It doesn't necessarily mean easier. So it takes away the distractions. So no combo time, no screen flipping, no ads. However, it does get faster quicker, and the speed cap is increased. So the speed cap is times 2.4 for standard, and it's times 3.0 for simple. So towards the end of that, because we play to 100 on this, you're going to be seeing some very quick games. Yeah. And then time starts when I click a new game. So I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, start. Yeah, so first things first, we wait for this cutscene to start, and then we mash a lot. That's the tutorial. I hope you were paying attention and learned so much from that. We're walking inside the tower. This is our main character, Pandora. Her best friend, Smalls, is here. We're really happy that he's here. He's not supposed to be here. He's going to teach us how the visual novel mechanics of this game works. I think they are really fun, and you should go play this yourself, because we skip over all of them, and that is the story of MINDWAVE.
Now it's time for gameplay.
Now it's time for gameplay. So we have this unskippable cutscene, not very long, where we go and we meet our first opponent in the MINDWAVE tower. Now I should explain what MINDWAVE is. So here we are basically playing microgames inside of a person's mind. As I said, this is very cyberpunky. Everybody has like jacks in the back of their neck, and they all can plug in and play this game called MINDWAVE, which is where you are playing the memories of and the thoughts and experiences of your opponent as the microgames. And we're playing against our first opponent here, Abby, who is the Starlight portion of the Mind Select. She is very bright and bubbly. Everyone loves her. A lot of her microgames have some very lesbian theming. It's never flat out said, but there's a recurring character, and the way they interact with each other is not heterosexual. So one thing to point out right now.
Intentional life loss there on that breakout minigame because it just takes way too long. We've got 4 lives. We're going to use all 4 of them to our best advantage.
Yeah, there's a few games that are auto-scrollers that basically are way faster if you skip them. This is another auto-scroller game. Actually, if you fail this game, you become a beached fish. You're just a fish that's on the beach flopping around, which is on the theme for the event. We're going to see 2 more fish throughout this multiple times. That's one of the games we skip. We'll talk more about the tech behind that later. And yeah, we're about halfway through. If you're not familiar with WarioWare, the games get faster. Games will get faster, games will get harder. The game scaling works a little different per game in this game. And we'll definitely see more of that later. We don't see very much of it in this first category. This first category is pretty simple. It's 25 games, followed by the boss game. And the boss game is pretty easy. I'm pretty sure one of the fish are on that screen. It's the top left. And that's another form of the scaling I was talking about, where sometimes you'll have to press more buttons in the game, sometimes you'll have to press less. And we can't skip any more games. This is my favorite one because I'm sure you heard every click of my keyboard through that.
Yeah, we love the keyboard mashing, especially with clicky switches.
My keyboard is very loud. It makes this game very hard to practice at night. I work night shifts. I'm one of the few American runners in this event. I've been up all night. I've been on the same schedule as all the Europeans. But we're almost to a boss game. One more game. Oh, there we go. So one more game. This is our boss game. Another unskippable cutscene. Basically, if you've had an iPod Touch or if you've been in a Dave & Buster's in the past few years, this is Doodle Jump. This is Doodle Jump, but you press the space bar. So every time she flashes white is your cue to jump. This didn't used to be in the game. My cue for when I jump is I watch for when her tail touches the ground, because it's the earliest frame which you can press the space bar. I just do that with my other hands.
My solution for this one was to just mash the spacebar.
That also works, but I do believe if you do it on the wrong timing, you jump slower.
Oh, that would explain some.
I think if you idle on like the ground, there we go. If you idle on the ground for like more than a few frames, you will go slower. Something silly about this menu, which you may have noticed, is it's like it's consistent with try to think of the word. It saves its position, yes. Which is really frustrating when I'm like showing off things, then I go back and when I'm practicing this, sometimes I'll mess up the menu and it's like, oh, wrong thing. But yeah, this is the time to talk about the tech. So specifically with that game, I closed my eyes. You might have noticed me do very briefly. I failed that game. It's okay. It's so okay. Basically I closed my eyes during that game, not the bear game, but I closed my eyes during that game so I could hear the audio. Basically, I'm not gonna skip this one. Basically, the audio is faster to react to than the visual stimulus. So basically I'm gonna save 2 lives to the end of this one. Just because that upside down game can be really difficult and tricky. Sometimes it's free. Sometimes it's just like, oh, just do the keyboard game, but like upside down. Like this is free upside down. But the space, the ones with the arrow keys and the mouse can be a little tricky. The mouse more so. The mouse is what's really frustrating. Like this game on reverse can be a little confusing.
Yeah.
That's my least favorite game. I have dyslexia and reading is really, really hard.
Yeah, I've also struggled with the capture minigame before. It does not pull any punches on you for that one.
That one I just mashed my keyboard. There's not really tech behind that. I just like mash my hands against the keyboard like they're ballistic gels.
Just go completely hand on your keyboard.
Yeah.
That is what you're supposed to do that.
I'm also not going to skip this. I'm going to save my second life for the next time we see that game where Abby shoots the hearts. It is the slowest game, and I guarantee we're going to see it again early. Basically, in that game, the hearts are transparent, which didn't used to be a thing. Also, that game is super broken. I did not make a circle. It's more fixed than it used to be, but it's still kind of broken. But basically, the hearts are transparent in it. They didn't used to be transparent. It used to make it look like you'd get damaged by them, and you'll see it later when they're transparent. That's not the case. Just the spikes. You can jump through the hearts. So, like, the strategy for that game is just bait heart placement. This is an interesting one. So if you look at QWE, ASD, ZX, and C on your keyboard, that's a 3x3 grid, and 83 of those keys can be on that game. It can be any of the 3 of those keys where you have to press the keyboard. Some game
keyboards have trouble pressing 3 keys at once. Good luck.
This game does have settings for key ghosting, which does make that game significantly easier. I don't know what the rules are on that in the speedrun board. It doesn't say anything about it. I think it's in bad faith. But yeah, That was pretty self-explanatory. I push on my mouse. It used to be if you pulled on your mouse, it would reverse your progress. They removed that because they were having issues with it. I never had issues with that. That just sounds like a skill issue. The Puyo Puyo game is really silly. So it tells you where it wants you to put it, but you don't really have to put it there. Most of the time, if you kind of put it anywhere, it'll work. Sometimes on like the level 3 ones, which you'll notice, it'll be like stacked up to the top in like some weird precarious like pit. It's you can pretty much just put it anywhere and it'll solve the puzzle. And pieces that you wouldn't think are going to break will break. It's a little confusing.
It gets silly.
But I do just go to the place just in case, because like I said, the logic for it's really weird.
Oh, almost.
There we go. There is a faster... Sorry?
Yeah, I was going to say, with like in normal Breakout, you can get the ball bouncing between the roof of the play area and the blocks themselves for a very quick clear on Breakout.
That's what I was about to say. Oh, hold on. So basically in the Brick Breaker game, you can get like, you can technically get all 3 in one shot. There's definitely a way. Where's the door? Oh. That was a really bad RNG on that. That's one of the RNG games. Getting that door that far away is not good. That one starts at 1 o'clock, so basically, for the left button is your hours and your right button's your minutes. You just click -1 for your left, and you just do as many for every 10 minutes on the right. That's considered the most RNG game, because if you click on the wrong frame of the cat, what will happen is the cat will just vanish. It'll teleport literally anywhere random on the screen. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It can be right next to it. It can be across the screen. And you have to be very precise with where you grab it, or it'll just teleport. And that's, you know, a time loss. It's a random time loss, too. This one's interesting because it can be anywhere on that panel, and it can be 2 to 5 of them. We just got one of the mean ones where it was 5. Hopefully we get some easier ones, though. We are coming up on the end of our second category. And I'm gonna
For the dialing the phone minigame, there are 3 different possible phone numbers you might be calling.
And that was our
That's
second
50.
category. That's 50.
Starlight, simple. Let's go.
Right now.
Count to 100.
Yes, counting to 100. I can count to 100. Can you? So, this is
see how hard I can count to 100.
That would be a really good time for donations or a blurb about the charity. The next 40 games are going to be pretty much more of the same, and then we're going to get up to speed, and it's going to get a little crazy.
All right. Yeah, I can just say that with that £64 we've just had from the Deal or No Deal game, we are only £9 away from reaching £1,000 total raised by Channel 734 since Go Fish 2023. And don't forget, we are also possibly going to be beating Go Fish 2024. That's at £303, so we're way off that, but there's still a couple more hours left of the marathon to go. Don't forget, we are raising money for mermaids, and if you're a UK taxpayer, you can select gift aid at the checkout, and it will boost your donation.
That's awesome. I hope we get that milestone. I just blundered so miraculously. The hitbox on that hand is very large, and I did not think I missed it. That was scraping the hitbox. I don't know how to, like, it didn't look like it, but I swear that was scraping the hitbox.
I think you flinched back just a bit too early.
Keep in mind that my DPI for my mouse is very high, so if I like have a bit of a movement on my wrist, the hand flies across the screen. And we do this so I can menu around in this game faster, because it's a lot of mouse movement. But also I got to be more mindful of, you know, not flinching. But yeah, for the next like 35-ish games, it's going to be pretty slow. We're going to be seeing more of the same. Like we said, this is a demo. This is the Starlight portion, so we're only going to be seeing Abby's games in this. but you're gonna see them really fast.
Yeah. Also to note, for the Starlight 100 portion of this run, Anne is going to be holding on to those lives for as long as possible.
All
once
three.
Once that speed starts ramping, it is going to get a bit tricky, and they need to focus up and just try to get through it without too many mistakes.
Yeah, so for that hairbrushing one I just did, that's a fun one to talk about because you may not notice, because I've actually been pretty good at it. It's 3 different hair strokes. So like the safe strat for that is like circle around the ear, but if you find the right angle, you can just like shake your mouse really hard, and it'll do like all 3 strokes like very fast. That was scary. If you do any of the stitches out of order, it automatically fails the game.
Yep, so we'll see Anne taking that one just a little bit slower because I have seen them make that mistake multiple times in practice.
Yes, it is very easy to miss one of those, especially when you're going super fast. This is an interesting one because these bunnies act weird. A quick little note is if you tend to drop those buddies, or if you drop one in front of the other, their hitboxes kind of line up weird, and it kind of... I don't know how it dictates which one you grab, but sometimes it'll grab the one behind the one you're trying to grab. And so sometimes you'll see me like stop for a second, then really look at it and be like, wait a second, which one did I grab? Because I really don't want to fail that game.
The game decides which one you grab, not you.
Yes, absolutely. So like we were talking about with scaling earlier, so that last game we just saw with the keys where we were pressing R and P. So you can see that with the space bar, 2 keys, 3 keys, you'll have to do them in sequence. So the farther in we'll get to this, the less inputs you'll see as required. It's the same with like the keyboard mashing one where we're messaging with the cat in the bowl. Those games will give us less, like this one, exactly this one, perfect timing. We'll have to type less and mash less, faster it goes, just because, you know, that's fair. And we are at 40. This is when it's going to start picking up to where we were at the 50.
Yeah, so I'll let Anne lock in for these while I take the lead on talking about these micro games. The claw game at higher speeds, you'll typically just want to wait for it to bounce off the far wall and come back. The timing is far too tight for you to get it almost basically first frame. So just, you know, take your time, be a little patient, and do it safe instead of throwing lives away on it. With the hairbrushing minigame, Anne mentioned there's a way to shake your mouse from side to side for that one. I typically find going between like 2 o'clock on a clock face to 8 o'clock, back and forth like that, works quite well for me. The little Chow Garden Tamagotchi minigame, the items are all in the same place, so Anne knows exactly where to go for each of the 3 little creatures for the things that they want.
Yay! That's what we were talking about earlier. That's very hard to do. I actually did it twice in practice earlier, and my mind is blown.
Yeah.
We're coming up on... yeah, we're right past halfway. So basically, the scaling's about to cap out.
Mm-hmm. You lock in. I'm on this. These hearts are aimed based on where the little square creature is at the time that the attack fires, so you can avoid it fairly easily.
That was awesome.
And watch those spam minigames become less and less text every time. It started at like 6 lines, now it's at 3.5. It does really showcase the speed ramping in this game. Oh, cat almost not behaving.
The cat's really tricky if you don't get it in the first try. Keep in mind the cat moves too.
Yeah. I was just thinking back to that clip you took that one time, Anne, of you doing image training on the clock at work of the phone minigame.
Yeah, we have like punch-in numbers at work, and I have like the patterns for the numbers memorized, so I was like doing them on the clock-in numbers.
It was incredibly funny seeing that. I love it. I like completely respect it. Like, absolutely, image training is real.
Got 13 left.
13 left, 2 lives. You got this.
Ah, my game lagged.
Oh. Just a note to be ready on time. I will call it out when we see that.
It's okay. So what we do when this happens is we just go back and we play 10 more games. Unfortunately,
yeah, it'll be the slow scaling, but hey, we saw how fast those micro games were getting. Getting to 100 is never a sure thing on 3.0 scaling.
absolutely not. And a lot of it is RNG. I will say, thankfully we did get towards the end of it. Honestly, I'm just to do this actually.
Yeah, that would probably be fast.
I'm still in, oh, we need to be safe mode. So, like, you see what just happened? Like, I dropped that pink one, and then I grabbed the blue one. That's what we were talking about earlier. He's really finicky with that. Also, that hitbox for the crate is very generous.
Yeah, you'll, it's very generous, but if it's going 3.0 scaling speed, you'll just want to be careful.
Here we go.
Yeah. The spin in a circle game, you also want to be following the eyes of the person, not where your mouse is.
And then when it says 10, that's time. And time.
Time.
Well,
GG's, Anne.
thank you. I appreciate that. This was the MINDWAVE. What a game.
Fantastic video game. Fantastic demo.
It's a great game. It's a great demo. Thank you.
Free on Steam right now. You can download it and play it. It is so much fun.
Yeah, if watching that run didn't convince you that this game is awesome, you should go play it, and then you'll be convinced it's awesome. It's very fun. There's a lot of replayability with this Mind Select. I mean, there's a lot of, like, high score chasing, there's leaderboards to friends. Go get all your friends to play it, and then be like, I'm better than you, because I'm better at MINDWAVE than you.
And shoutouts.
And shoutouts, okay. So watch me on Twitch at anneurismz with a Z at the end, ANNEURISMZ. That is me. And then catch me for Attract Mode and Lady Arcaders, doing comms for Lucifer here for Yara's Rising on, what was the date for that again?
November 6th for North America.
Yes, November 6th at 9 p.m. EST. And then catch me at Binary Breakers Hope for the Holidays. I'm doing interstitials for that. And then I'll be at AGDQ. Come say hi to me at that. And that's pretty much what the shoutouts I have. Do you have anything to shout out, Lucifer?
Yeah, I just want to say that I am Lucifer9783. You can follow me on Twitch. There is also a link to my card on that Twitch channel. Follow me on socials. Watch me do speedruns of Yars Rising and other things. Also, I want to shout out SMIDI for putting up with all of these awful tech issues through tonight's showcase.
Oh yeah, scary tech issues. I don't want to be used tonight.
Thanks so much. Yeah, well, to be fair, most of the tech issues have been my own fault, but yeah, we'll blame OBS. It's yeah, that's what I'll go with.
It's OBS's
but
fault.
thank you so much for that, Rob. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Stick around, everyone, because we have 2 more runs left to go. First is going to be Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics by Brass Beat. We're going to need some luck for that, because that is a very RNG heavy category. So we'll be back in a few minutes time. See you shortly.